I wasn't that good at school, and I remember history was a bit of a mystery. And then one day the teacher brought in his old copies of Punch magazine, and suddenly, oh, I understood it. I got a job as a cleaner at Ansett, and I got all the access to all this incredible material, magazines, newspapers, Japanese manga they leave on the planes, and we'd throw it out and I'd take it home. And I'd date it and put it all together. I would bring home an average of 300 to 400 cuttings a day. After about 3.5 million, you stop counting.
He's got this wonderful fascination for cartooning, what cartooning means. There's no other collection like this in the world.
William Ellis Green, aka Weg, is the last of the black and white men. He's absolutely stuffed, look. I make it my business to meet them all. He's the first cartoonist that I ever remember.
I haven't got any record of mine, quite frankly, very, very little. Jim's got the whole things that, you know, from the word go. You know, this is going right back to when I joined the Herald in '46.
Here we are in the archive. This is the heart of my collection. This is where it's all stored. They're all comic strips. There are so many comic strips published, I just can't keep up with comic strips, so they go straight in the archive boxes. Over here we have caricatures. Over there we have the political, the cartoonist profiles. And back behind the camera, subject matter. So if you want a cartoon on Anzac Day, or a cartoon by Bill Leake, or you want a caricature of Bob Hawke, or you want to find out what the hell's going on in the country, it's over there. This file's on water cartoons. In this file, you've probably got 40 or 50 cartoonists from all walks of life. And if you came in here and you're doing something on water, you'd have a huge historical overview. Over here, we've got a compilation. I gave this to Bob Hawke about 20 years ago. And there he starts off as the firebrand Union bloke. And he moves into the silver-haired bodgy, which he became. Newspapers are all on microfiche and digital now, but you still have to go through the whole newspaper to find that daily cartoon. Cartoons are there, but they need digging out, and I've dug them out, basically. They are time capsules, so they're very important to our culture, and yet, because they're in bits of paper, they're not collected like, you know, artworks and primary sources of history. But they reflect what the man in the street is thinking.
Welcome to the show, Jim. You say you're a collector of cartoons, but you've told us that you describe yourself as a collector of filing cabinets as well.
It's simpler.
Yeah. What does it feel like when you're down there amongst it, right in the centre of your own collection?
Do you remember those old Uncle Scrooge comics where he had so much money he used to go swimming in
the big pool of money,
well, I feel like that with... If I actually got all my cartoons out and threw them in a big, huge pool, I could actually do that.
You must clearly have to have a very sophisticated filing system down there.
Well, if I dropped dead tomorrow, you could walk into my place and actually use it straight off.
Oh, wow.
Excellent. That's what we're looking for.
That's what I'm looking for too.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to do this, but it's a dark and dirty deed and someone has to do it. And I'd like to go to a place where you can see a Will Dyson and a Buffhead cartoon and a Ginger Meggs cartoon all under one roof. And
Now tell me about this museum. What do you want the museum to look like, and who do you want to go and visit?
Well, I want to use what we all like about cartoons in a different sort of way, in an educational sort of way, because we have the shortest history of any country, and yet we don't even know that history. And cartoons are a very good way to kickstart the process.
Yeah. And they're really easily digested, aren't they? And I guess what you're saying is that there's all those difficult topics out there, but you can take a glance at politics or history through a cartoon and read it in an instant.
We all feel that cartoons are telling the truth when no one else is.
Well, you can say things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can say things in cartoons that you can't actually say in politics. I mean, because they're using gestures and body language and looks and, implications.
Yeah. And these politicians that are being lampooned, these are the same people that you must be approaching for funding for your museum. What's their response?
Well, yeah, it's...
No, I think it's the answer.
I could really tell you some great stories, but I might be in trouble. Australia has centres for photography and all the arts. And because we laugh and we tear it out, we might stick it on our fridge or on the wall at work and it yellows and falls off. They're not done on marble. So my job is to sort of make them accessible and to remind people. I think that's what all artists' job is really to do, to remind people of things, and cartoonists remind us of what's really going down and what is important. So I think we should remind people that we should have an Australian Cartoon Museum to reflect all our political and social history, and something we can all laugh at and also learn, because they're all not funny. But they do have the edge of truth about them. They really do.
Hopefully you will get the museum up and we'll be able to come along and feature the museum as well.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming in and showing it to us.